Well, everyone, I'm man enough to admit when I've messed up. That's right, I actually did do a whole entire video, recorded and everything, from 9 to 11, showing the progress. I have to say, I had the best day of fishing in Rush to Fish 4 that I've ever had, honestly. But just realize that when we look upon this beautiful sunrise this morning here at Elk Lake, you're looking at a guy who's gone from level 9 to 11, I don't even know, 4 times, 5 times? So, I'm coming at you with experience, okay? So why don't you hit the like button, subscribe if you haven't already, pack your tackle boxes, and let's cast into level 11, everybody.
It's Bow Angles. The legendary Bow Angles.
You know, this is the dreary part. Is it dreary? I don't know. It's the most annoying part of making videos and stuff like that. I've been waiting the whole day basically for it to finally get to 4 o'clock. I started out this morning at like 9 a.m. and I was like, I better do this. And then I ran out of time, so I had to stop. And so I'm like timing my day, recording this video with the in-game clock. It's just been a roller coaster. But essentially, I've been having a lot of luck in this little corner here, just casting a spinnerbait like you see right now. I've been using 28 speed with the spinnerbait. I've seen people say 30 is the best, and I don't go up to 30 unless I'm really just dragging along the bottom. Let's do one more cast. I have really been trying to aim for 2 meters, essentially. 2 meters, basically depth, plus. So, like, we're casting towards 3.9 at the moment, and that ought to work fairly well. But then I'm just kind of doing a constant retrieve, but I'm also watching that line. Decent fish. Of course, my friction brake's probably real far down, too, since my retrieval speed was probably down. Decent fish, man. One of the new things I've been doing whenever I catch these fish, even if it's just directly coming at me, I go at different angles. Just because I've lost so many fish where it's pretty much just given up and it's just kind of going along the top of the water. And I've just started, you know, angling the rod in different directions, even if it's coming straight at me. Just to have like an added tension. I'm not sure what that is about the physics of the game with the line and keeping tension on the fish, but even if it's coming straight at you, it seems to help if you have the rod at some side. But this fish is actually going left or right, so then we can actually appropriately react to that and just hope that he doesn't get off. There we go, he's moving right now. We are angling the rod left. We honestly have the drag pretty much perfect right now. I feel like if I go up one more, might get us into dangerous territory, but it's working out okay right now. But it's big fish like this, you know, oh, it's a catfish, how about that? Big fish like this that really give you step forward on your leveling journey. Because this guy's going to give us some great XP and money from this one fish right here. Look at that. I mean, I obviously have premium, and this was the strongest fish we've caught, maximum XP, all that sort of stuff. But I mean, even without it, I mean, that's a lot of XP. That's 1,000 XP right there. So yeah, plus all this premium stuff, we can release it for more. So that's a lot. We just went up almost half a level with one fish. That's great. I realize, you know, for you watching, you may roll your eyes and go, oh, he's using premium and stuff like that. Well, just realize, I tell people this all the time. You know, an hour that you spend playing the game is a half hour for me. I got to spend a half hour filming, then I have to spend a half hour editing. Just realize you're playing the game 2 times faster than me. But here we go. This is what we're looking at today. We've got warmouth, gizzard shad, white crappie, bluegill, red ear sunfish. We got some bass on here. I actually caught my first walleye on my way up to level 9. It actually went after one of these spinnerbaits. So for some of those smaller fish, we can catch them on this spinning rod. I'll show you how. It's kind of a weird thing, because if you want to go for cafe orders, you need to use specific lures. You need to go after, you know, certain areas looking for specific species of fish. However, if we're wanting to level up, you know, we want to go for those big fish, you know, and you can go after a big gizzard shad, for instance. That might give you a lot of XP, but it's going to be fairly rare, versus if we just toss around this spinnerbait, we might have a decent chance of just getting, you know, oh, there's a baby bluegill. Oh, baby smallmouth bass. Okay, well, I'll take that. Oh, it looked like a baby bluegill with this kind of green coloring. So we might, you know, once we're trying to get money versus XP, I'm going for XP right now because I have my happy hour bonus. However, if we were wanting to get money from the cafe, what I should be throwing right now is a little spinner. Those little 3.5 centimeter, maybe it's 4 centimeter spinners. Once I get this in, I'll show you exactly what I'm talking about. Those have been fantastic for catching bluegill, gizzard shad, small crappie, all of those fish that fill those small cafe orders. The little spinners have been fantastic for that, and that is something you really need to pay attention to. I move into my spinners here and show you. Look at the size of these. You can see 3 centimeters, 4 centimeters, yeah, 6 centimeters here, and it really helps, honestly. Honestly, get yourself a tape measure. Don't make dad mad, you know, if you're still at home. Of course, this tape measure not gonna do any good because it don't have centimeters on it. Get yourself a ruler, I guess, you know, and look at that ruler and try to find, just to visualize how big these things are, because 4 centimeters is small, 3 centimeters is even smaller. That's right around like 1 1/8 inches. That's a small lure right there, and that will catch small fish. So when you're picturing which fish you want to go for, really pay attention to that length, because that is going to kind of show you what size of fish you're going to be going for, versus the 6 centimeter one. Now you're talking 2.5 inches or something like that, and it might get a slightly larger fish, which might give you better XP. So yeah, it's been an interesting journey learning all this sort of stuff, but I can't stress enough, just as far as me visualizing which size of fish and what type of fish I'm going for. Seeing that length on the lure it means a lot. Something else I have been dealing with and noticing a little bit more of is that temperature in the top right. I think that can really play a big difference, and I feel like I've heard this from some people, how the temperature, you know, the temperature can really tell you which fish you're going to be biting. But yeah, earlier in the day, it was a bit colder. We catch a smallmouth. This particular spot that I'm going to take us to, I want to say it was close to 20 degrees Celsius. I mean, it was a hot day. And what did we get from that? We were catching bass like crazy. Bass, crappie. It was fantastic. It was, like I said, it was one of the best days fishing in this game I've ever had. It was electric. Every single cast for like 15 casts was like fish on, hitting it as it hit the water, just one after another. And I think that changes daily, and you have to think that 24 hours in this game is 1 hour in real life. So if you have 2 or 3 hours, just realize you're going to get 2 or 3 different types of fishing days, honestly, to play. Which is kind of interesting, honestly. This spot right here at 98.93 was absolutely electric the day that I was fishing here. It was just fish after fish, and I wouldn't even like wait for the lure to drop all the way to the bottom. Once it hit the water, I would start reeling it in, and it was just fish. It was crazy times. Oh, nice size bluegill, slab bluegill. Ah, nearly 396. I like to consider a slab at a pound. Get that 500 gram bluegill. That's what I'm talking about. That's a good size bluegill. Ooh. Okay, here we go. I was gonna say we had a fish on for a second there. Cut off. Back on again. This guy is heavy when we pull the rod. It's stressing it out, get a little tension in there anyway. Small white bass, but I'll take it. There's like a smaller model, I guess, of a white bass, and then you get up to this one. I mean, that is like kind of the next size up from the small white bass, so that's okay. That's all right. Ooh, big boy, big boy. That was my next cast. Literally paused the recording, and the next one was this guy. What do we have? What do we have? Stress on this rod and reel right now. Oh yeah, he's pulling. I actually took the drag down one because it was just teetering from yellow to red. God, I just hope we can keep him on. We had one like this in our live stream. We zoom in, we might be able to. It is a bass. Is it a peacock though? I don't know. We had one like this in our live stream and he ended up getting off and it was such a bummer. But yeah, it was nice. And then we ended up hooking up with a, oh golly, what was he, 1.1 kg peacock, like right afterwards, so it all worked out. Might start, I'm just gonna keep on reeling and work our way towards them a little bit. One of the nice things in this game that you can do is cut your reeling in half just by moving towards the fish instead of trying to fight them all the way back towards you. Just make sure not to go forward too much or that tension might just drop down to 0 and he might hop off. Here we go. Here we go. It is looking like a largemouth. I would put my money on it anyway. Looking like a largemouth to me. Look at that, boys. That is what I'm talking about. Hitting up the bass this episode. 1 kg largemouth bass. That's 2.2 pounds. So yeah, right on. That is sweet, man. That's going to take us to level 10, which is what 7,227 XP. And I bet you this guy sells for close to $20. $16, $18 maybe. Keep him, throw him in there. We got ourselves a spoon for level 10. Top notch. We'll get to level 11. That almost took us halfway to level 11 too, so that is fantastic. Keep that up. Literally next cast. So I'm literally just casting towards, you can see on the map there in the bottom right, that kind of darker pit there, and I think that's 4.5 feet deep there. Bluegill. Little bluegill. Can you at least get 300? Wow, 300 on the dot. Okay, that works. But yeah, 4.5 feet deep. That's a good little spot there. This lure drops down pretty quick. You can see just as I'm starting to reel in, like it dropped down pretty far. But no, I love this spinnerbait. It has been a blast. I switched between the spinnerbait and the spinner a little bit on my first little trip from level 1 to 9 or whatever. But on this one from level 1 to 9, I must have got to level 9 in maybe an hour or two. Just fishing with this bass jig, fishing in 2-meter plus water. I mean, that has just been the recipe for big fish. That has been leveling me up this whole time, so it's been great. But you know, as a caveat to that, telling you that I've been using this spinnerbait this entire time versus the spinners from the first time, what I have noticed is that because we've caught less fish in the same amount of time, my skills in like spinning, for instance, are lower. You know, you got to think that the first time I did, was it level 7? We were already at 4% spinning. So I'm at level 10 now, and I'm at 4.7%. So the skills literally come with catching fish. You get 0.2, I want to say, 0.2% skill increase with each fish. So really using the small spinners and stuff like that to catch small fish, I mean, it is good because you are increasing your skills, and that's what allows you to use spoons, to use bass jigs, and stuff like that. And if you're just using this going after big fish the entire time, and so you're only catching a big fish every 5 casts versus 4 little fish every 5 casts, the change in the amount of skill, progression is massive. It is massive. So you do need to kind of balance it out a little bit. Don't always go for the big fish. Go for some of the small fish too. We are getting a gizzard chat here, looks like. Nice. Nice. We got ourselves a gizzard shad. Do need those. Keep that going. One thing I also like about these spinner baits, knock on wood, is that they don't get snagged. in logs and stuff like that. If that was a spinner, I mean, that might have got snagged on that log right there, and we would have had to do something. But luckily, didn't happen. Don't have to worry about these getting snagged. It's a very beginner-friendly lure, I've found. It has been working, and like I said, I've just been going around kind of fishing anytime I can try and reach one of these like 4.5 meter deep holes. That is what I've been trying to do. Hey, wow, oh, wow, I've never gotten one of these before. We've gotten a card. So I was literally just looking at this in our little, what's it called? The menu or whatever, and it had cards there, and I was like, huh, never seen anything about cards. So I guess we could sell this for 55 silver, but otherwise you can collect all the cards. I think maybe there's 13 at Elk Lake. So that's our Warmouth card. That's awesome. First card I've gotten. And it also qualifies for some tasks too, so that's awesome. But yeah, you can go in here, you can go to cards, and it shows all your cards for every location. But here, oh, there's 19. There's 19 at Elk Lake, but there we go. That is 1 out of 19. Interesting. I didn't know that that was even a thing till today, and we just got our first one, so fantastic timing. Goodness gracious. Well, it's finally gotten to 20 degrees. It is the afternoon, though. I'm kind of wanting to go back to that spot on the dock. I never have good luck on this side of the lake near the house. I don't know what it is, but I just really don't. I try it every once in a while. Just, oh, dang, man. That was actually pretty decent fish, too. I try it out every once in a while just to see if it'll be something that changes my mind, but not yet. At 20 degrees, man. I'm not sure if that truly makes a difference, but I just gotten lucky with this cast. What do we got? Then like either a spotted or a smallmouth. We'll see. Spotted! Hey, top notch. I think that's the first one I've caught on this journey to level 11 this time around. So that is fantastic. That is a different species of bass there. That's gonna get us closer. When it hits 20 degrees outside, might be the go-to to go for that deeper water. Might be where those fish are harboring to get out of that kind of warmer weather. So it's good to know. Here we go, fish on. Fish on. Little bluegill looks like. Need those little guys too. I mean, they will fill a cafe order, you know. So it's good to see. Right at the end, another little bluegill. Okay, I see you. But that was like literally, I was about to lift it up out of the water and he grabbed that. Ooh, decent sized fish. What do we got? Big bluegill? Slab. I'm talking 4+. Give me 4+, 5+. 4+ at least, 463, not bad. That's a nice bluegill. That'll be $3.50 or so. Gotta be happy about those little catches. Ooh, big mondo. Let's go. Come on. Now, it's a mix of emotions here because you want it. It's like you're excited, but at the same time, you're just saying, stay on, bro. Do not come off that hook. We're gonna take out line. Taking out line. Oh, and he is like at the max of our drag without damaging our reel too bad. Right on the edge of yellow to red there. Still taking out line. And I'm just gonna keep on kind of tugging from different directions just to, I don't know, maybe it's all mental for me, but I just think that if you keep tugging from different directions versus just holding it up top, it helps keep tension. Keeps that game kind of doing its little dice roll in its head, you know. It's rolling dice this whole time going, is he gonna get off the hook? Is he gonna get off? I don't know. And if you keep messing with that rod in my head, it's just going, oh, he did something different. It's interrupting my thought now. I forgot to roll the dice. That's what I'm telling myself in my head anyway. Slowly getting line back on him. He is moving ever so slightly to the side every now and then. Really curious what we got. We might be able to see it here. It looks like he's getting closer to the top. Whoa, a little ripple on top there. Kind of curious if this lake would do great with topwater lures. Could you imagine out here throwing topwater lures for bass? Seeing that explosion. What do we got? Oh, trophy bluegill. Could you imagine? We got the lake giant. This is the mama. The big mama. Oh my lord. Slab. This is a slab. If there ever was a slab blue, look at him. He's like a freaking blimp down there. Oh my lord. Oh my lord. Let's go, baby! That is what I'm talking about. You can see right there the big yellow. Oh, trophy bluegill, boys. Oh my lord. That's our first trophy on this account, and that is a total of 5,742 XP. Man. Holy crap! That is a giant bluegill! Oh my lord! We got the card for bluegill here as well. Level 11, classic spinning, light and ultra. We got 1,200 XP for one fish, 638 XP for light tackle. I mean, that itself is 1,800, 1,900 XP without premium. That's a lot of XP if you're playing for free, you know? But look at this guy, are you kidding me? That is a joke. He doesn't even fit on the screen. He does not fit on the screen. The tops of his fin, his dorsal, are off the screen right now. What a monster. Look at that belly, too. Oh, oh my lord. Oh, I'd mount him if I could. I don't have any money to do that. But my god, that is a monster bluegill. And look at this. The level 11 spinning combo that will allow you to do so much more, to go after bigger bass, use some bigger lures. And that's exactly what we're going to do. But I'll show you one thing that someone recommended to me that I'm going to recommend to you as well, because it is a killer upgrade to make when you're out here at Elk Lake and you unlock that level 11 spinning rod and reel combo. Let's make our way back to town. All right, the repair workshop. Take a look at this thing. What we want to do first is go ahead and hit the X on this reel here off the rod. Then if we go to the workshop, you will see that even though this reel, or the rod itself, has a load capacity of 5 kilograms, you know, can use some pretty strong line on there. Even if you compare our previous reel, let me show you. This will throw you off because it threw me off, is why I'm showing it to you. The reel on our level 1 spinning rod, 3.2 kgs max drag. However, the reel on our level 11 spinning rod, 2.7. Does that make any sense whatsoever? It's less drag, and the thing that they want you to do is learn about the workshop. You can go into the workshop, and I'm going to be learning here too because I haven't done this yet. But essentially, you can go into the friction brake, you can choose one of these friction brakes, and as you can see here, we have 149 silver. We can upgrade to 4.5 kilograms, and that is what we need to do. If we have that, then we will truly have an upgraded level 11 spinning combo that will do work for us here at Elk Lake, catching big bass. So that is going to be our goal, to make a little bit more money, because we only have 84 silver at the moment. So we're going to get that money and then upgrade that. And to do that, we might need to catch some smaller fish to fill some cafe orders or something. I know we have some pretty decent fish that we can sell in the market as well. So let's go see. So yeah, I mean, goodness gracious, that one largemouth, not as much as I was hoping. I was hoping it would be around 16, 18 silver, but it's right around $10 versus this big bluegill we caught, 25, 27. Come on! That is going to be fantastic. I know if I had the capability and the money, I might be thinking about mounting that sucker or something like that. I know they do get bigger. There is like a step up from trophy. I don't know what it is. I'm sure someone can comment it down below. But essentially, we can sell that guy. We could probably sell this guy. I'm going to go double check the cafe just to be sure. Yeah, they do have one cafe order for one largemouth, but it's 3.399 kgs, which we might be able to get after we make our reel upgrade, you know. We don't have really enough for anything else at the moment, but I think I'll hold off selling the Wormouth and Gizzard Shad and Bluegill for now, just so we might be able to fill a cafe order in the future. Let's take a look here. We are going to sell this catfish for 1. We're going to avoid the bluegill, the gizzard shad, and the warmouth. So let's sell the white bass. We'll sell the spotted bass, only 6 cents. 3 cents for that smallmouth. The largemouth, good $9.93. And then, of course, our big Mondo bluegill will sell for $25. And we are close. We need 149 silver, I think, to upgrade that reel. So I think we just need to catch a few more fish to finally upgrade that sucker. And I think it takes 24 hours in-game or 1 hour in real life to actually make that upgrade for you. And then you can pick it up or something like that. So in the meantime, I think we're going to do a mix of trying to catch small fish, filling out cafe orders. We're also going to go for some, decent sized fish like we've been doing before, and hopefully, making that extra money that we need to make that upgrade. In the meantime, I think what I will get, I can only get 1. That's fine though. I will get this thing, and we're just going to throw on the very basic stuff. Oh, I'll throw on the upgraded float. And we'll throw on probably this one, and then just a worm. Now I think this combo combined with this one here will be a good way of getting some of those small fish, because now that we've hit level 11, there's really no like stress or pressure to just cast, to make sure that we get the casting upgrade. So let's go ahead, let's do a little float fishing over here and hopefully catch some small fish for those cafe orders. Well, this has been our little honey hole for those small fish, eh? Right around here is just where we've been casting, and it's been working out okay for us. So if we've been struggling anything, it's been just juggling the 2 different rods back and forth, but it's paid off having 2 rods out there just for the bites, and it's fairly rare that you end up catching one, right after another, or 2 at the same time. So I'd say overall it's been a nice upgrade. Oh, I was just about to say, I see him on there. Then that happens. I'm gonna increase this to, let's do 50. Try that out. See if it changes anything. Probably won't. Seems like anymore, as soon as it gets to like 1900 hours, I just stop casting completely, pretty much. And like right as it gets dark, I stop casting. I can switch to float fishing. Essentially, I switch to float fishing until it gets to around 4:30, then I'll go back to casting. But that seems to be kind of my daily routine as far as fishing out here on Elk Lake anyway. So, warmouth maybe? Looks warmouthy. Of course, leave it to the bamboo cane pole to bring that guy in. Oh, honestly didn't even know what we had on there. It was like it kind of looked like green, but then it was like a different angle, so I couldn't really make it out. Yeah, so this whole thing in the tutorial about like, oh, you gotta watch you have a nibble, oh, get ready to strike. That does not happen with these fish. These fish dart out of nowhere, grab your bait, and then just run with it. There's no like, oh, he's nibble, oh, there's nibbles. Nothing. He just comes and grabs it. Another little bluegill. And we're not going for big ones. We just want, fish, essentially. Fill cafe orders. Well, it's 4:30 now. So rather than try and work with float rods and cast, I'm just going to go straight to casting and hope that we can nail some small fish. I did switch to small spinners, you can see in the top left. This thing's like 3.5 centimeters long, I think. I'm just hoping that we can get some small fish to come along and grab it in the wee hours of the morning. Those cafe orders filled in. Served up. Finished. Completed. All those words. Forgot to decrease my my reel speed. I decreased it to 24 and pretty much immediately afterwards caught that gizzard shad. That was all the difference it took, evidently. Oh no, you little... I'm not gonna bleep out my own video. He grabbed it and got off just right there. I feel like that part in Mulan where Yao's like, it slipped right through my fingers. There we go. Got a replacement, not as big as the last one, but that's all right. But remember, we're not only filling cafe orders, right? Every single one of these that we catch is giving us that little 0.2% to our spin fishing, 6.7 right now. We need 15% to be able to use spoons. So not only are we getting fish to fill out cafe orders, but we're also getting our XP or our spinning skill that we can use more lures. Those lures can help catch bigger fish, etc. Good size bluegill if we can keep them on. There we go. 5.8! 5.8! Boys, let's go! That's a slab! Oh, here's our replacement from that time we lost it. 3.85. Nice. Nice. Now, I can't tell if I'm repeating things I said in the last video you watched, or if this is stuff I've said in the video that had no sound. that you're not going to be able to see. But if you ever are watching me play Russian Fishing 4 and you're wondering where I am catching these fish, look down in the bottom right corner. 129.90. That is where we are on the map. You can actually move your cursor around on this map and it'll give you, and you can go over to 129 and then you can go down to 90 and that'll give you that location, and then you just walk there and do exactly what we're doing in the video. You know, it makes it easy. Makes it easy. Oh, Mondo Gizzard Shad. 411. Nice. Okay. Don't mean to be doing full casts. Probably. Yeah, it's honestly probably a pretty good way to do it. It'll be quicker than waiting for it to get to 70%, and then we'll just click it close whenever it gets the distance we want. Warmouth? Oh, probably quicker just to hold it. Another decent fish on. I finally just stopped fishing with the spinner. It is cold and it's kind of rainy, so I wondered if maybe I should just kind of do slow retrieves down at the bottom of the lake. What do we have here? A drum? It's gonna be our first drum. We caught one during our live stream, actually. I've never had a drum go for a spinnerbait. Had them go for spinners before. Feel like they'd struggle getting a spinnerbait in their mouth, but I guess if it was small enough, maybe it's possible. It's interesting. Maybe rainy days might be a good day to fish along the bottom with a feeder rod. No? Could be. Oh, look at that. First walleye here. So this is actually my second walleye, but the first walleye we've had in a video, so that's pretty cool. This little guy. Second one I've had to go after is spinnerbait, so that's pretty cool. Cool detailed model there. I wish the eye... Oh, they kind of do. The eyes, the little pupils of those walleye kind of mirror-like. They're interesting. Night, or just deep sea, deep lake fish, I guess. God, it took forever for me to get that out. I was curious if... Ali, you got something in my throat now. I was curious, since it's been a new in-game day, is what I was trying to say, is that, if we would get that rod and reel, spare rod and reel for spinning, and we did, so fish. So that could come in handy, actually. We could make that upgrade to the reel, the nice reel, and then use that spare one, which I think has kind of improved drag compared to the starter reel, and fish with that for the time being. Let's see. Little warmouth. Top notch. So yeah, max drag on this old vintage reel is actually 4.5 kgs. So we could go ahead, put that onto this one, and now we have a pretty decent combo which we could use to go after some larger fish. And maybe we'll do that. Maybe we'll go ahead and sell some stuff, get that one reel upgrading, and then also get a larger lure if we can afford it, when we can afford it anyway, and go after some larger fish, which we may save for the next episode. But taking a look at this, we have 5 warmouth. We're gonna buy weight here, so we do the smaller ones. 5, that's $8. I think bluegill, we'll do it by weight again. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Sell those guys. I don't think we really have anything else good enough to sell. We got 3 gizzard shad. We don't have enough for that, and we don't have enough white crappie. That's gonna put us at 146 silver, though we might be able to go to the market. Not the famous inhabitants. Go to the market Go by price, I guess. And we can make some extra money just selling these guys, so let's go ahead and do $17. It's definitely have enough for that reel upgrade, though, so let's go ahead and do that. Workshop, Hydra Smart, and we're gonna upgrade the friction brake. So go ahead, put that 4.5 kg friction brake on there, and hit OK. I'm not sure about ball bearings. It's a $14 upgrade. I'm not sure if it really makes too much of a difference, but maybe later if we're looking to spend some more money. And if people can talk me into making the ball bearing and the grease upgrade, you know, please let me know. Oh, interesting. So it's actually 145, and then we have to pay for work as well. So we actually still don't have enough money to pay for this. 181 silver. What the heck? All right. Well, I tell you what, I wish I could end on a note that was like, yeah, we just made this upgrade and it's fantastic. But at least you know exactly what my plan is. I plan to go to the workshop, buy that upgrade for the reel, and that's what I would recommend you to do as well. And then the next thing we're going to do, as far as targeting larger fish and whatnot, is to buy, let me show you, is to buy probably this 10.5 gram, 6 centimeter Calamar lure, in any color. I like chartreuse, probably what I'll end up going with. But that is going to allow us to go for over a kg size bass. I think, honestly, it'd be pretty nice little upgrade, and if it's going to take so long for me to get to 181, I might just buy that right now. Just an added $29 or something that I'll need to buy, or to spend $29.80. I'll have to make back $29.80, but I think that's going to give us a good starting point. As far as you got the old reel that we got from the spare setup, we got the upgraded rod, we got this on here. I think this is going to be fantastic. 10.5 gram test on this rod, and this is a 10.5 gram lure. So this rod is going to allow us to go for some sizable bass out here. And when we have enough money, we will upgrade that reel. And hopefully by the next episode, we're pulling in big bass, baby. I'm hoping, fingers crossed. Anyway, I hope this video is helpful. I hope, like the last one, it gets you along your next step of your Russian fishing forward journey, especially if you're out here on Elk Lake like we are. We're level 11 right now, making our way to 12, and hopefully you are as well, or maybe surpassing me. You know, I can see that being a possibility as well. Like the video, subscribe if you haven't already, and if you want to join us in our live streams every Wednesday night, 7:30 to 9:30 p.m. Central Chicago time, would love to see you there. It's always a great time hanging out with people and talking fishing and just having a good time, throwing back, ideas and whatnot, especially out here at Russian Fishing 4. Changes so much with every single day what you want to target. I mean, it's almost 20 degrees right now. We might go after bass. This might be perfect timing to go after bass. So, anywho, take care, everyone. We'll see you in the next episode. And as always, remember, everyone, we're one planet, one family. Game on.